Good morning, welcome to the vlog. We are all packed up and I've got my little child here with us, my baby pack with all the camera gear. And yeah, it's time for us to start working our way towards town. We got booed out of the Airbnb because it was about checkout time. And
figure out if we want to fly in 30 knot winds.
It seems so calm, you guys can tell. I mean, isn't this, it's a beautiful day, look at this. When does it get to be like this? We never get weather like this. It's beautiful. And yeah, I mean, it might be gusting 35 at the airport, but it's fine here right now.
Totally doable.
Totally doable. All right, we caught a ride on the hotel van from the hotel that we did not stay at. Nice of them to give us a ride to the airport.
They thought we had a squirrel on the counter, but it was just the microphone.
It was just the fuzzy mic on the camera that I'm holding right now. Very sad to report that our magazine gust lock did not survive the evening. But at least the airplane didn't really get...
The plane survived the evening and it didn't blow away, so that's good.
Yeah, it was gusting like 37 this morning when we had first looked at it, so...
I don't see any dings or bends on the rudder, so that's good.
Yeah. So now it's onward to Gillette to first go pass by...
We're gonna meet up with Kurt at Gillette, and he's got a little private strip there we're gonna check out.
But first, we're going to...
Oh, to the Devil's Dome?
The Devil's Dome. We're going to the Devil's Dome first. Also, Devil's Tower, which you guys will see here, but it's super windy and you probably can't hear me, so we should just go. See ya. See ya. Where's your duck? Where's your duck? Aww. You got your duck? You got your duck? And, yep, we're going to go fly. I know you're not probably too excited, are you? Sorry. Right as we were taxiing out, it was actually pretty cool. We heard on the radio that a B-24 was inbound to land at the field. Not something you hear on the radio every day. The B-24 was first flown in 1939. It was one of the World War II bombers. There's like a B-24 maybe coming, I think.
Yeah, but like, it's the plane that's important or the people inside it?
A B-24 would be the airplane that's important, not so much the people, probably. Over 18,500 of them were built. They were all built at Willow Run in Michigan. And at peak, that assembly line in Michigan in Ypsilanti, just outside Detroit, was cranking out one bomber every 63 minutes. So just cranking out airplanes like crazy. Most produced American military aircraft ever. So pretty neat to see one up close. And after grabbing some cool shots of that, it was time to head on over towards Devil's Tower.
Rapid City Tower, Cessna 296 to Delta, holding short 32 at Alpha 7, westbound.
Air 62 Delta, Rapid City Tower, runway 32, clear for takeoff, right turn east approved, wind 35022, gust 29er.
And 60 Delta ready for, clear for takeoff 32, and that was westbound.
Roger, left turn west approved.
Left turn approved for 60 Delta. Finals clear.
Finals clear. I love how they always, play down the winds a little bit for you. It's only 2.9. You can handle it. It's in the 20s. It's not 30 anymore.
Oh boy. This is what we need for the STOL competition.
Yeah.
That was cool.
All right, let's go cruise on over to Mount Rushmore and then head over to Devil's Tower.
Woohoo!
Air 62 Delta, frequency change for good day.
Yeah, frequency change approved. Good day.
Good day.
Good day. Good day, good day, good day, good day, good day, good day.
I would probably stay a little higher today just because we haven't flown around there with north winds. Yesterday we had south winds. Certainly know how it's going to be.
So funny how I did a complete 180.
Yeah, the front kind of moved through that half-ass sort of
Weird front we were looking at.
Yeah, the really like kind of disorganized whatever the front sort of just fizzled out. Okay, there's the visitor center.
Yeah, I see it. I see the monument.
Yeah, we could go up 200 feet probably.
Yep, we're literally flying sideways. I'm not going to want to do a bunch of passes for this like yesterday if it's going to be that bumpy.
Yeah.
I'm just going to do 180 and go back this way because I don't want to get rocked around with these mountains.
Okay.
If we need to go back that way.
They're really pretty mountains. It's like built for climbing.
Yeah.
It's like climber's paradise out here. And see why people are attracted to living out here, especially if they're outdoorsy.
I'd like to start heading north after Jackson though.
Yeah, no, I mean, we would go there before, you know, if we went to Driggs, we'd, you know, we'd see them around then, and heading north. Those mountains are so pretty.
Is this Devil's thing pretty far out of the way from Gillette or?
No, it only adds about 10 miles to the trip.
This is one way to get lighter.
What, burning off all your fuel?
Uh-huh.
As we worked our way towards Devil's Tower, it was some crazy headwinds we were encountering. Super low ground speeds, anywhere from 50 to 70 miles per hour over the ground, and burning tons of gas, because when you encounter headwinds like that, it is time to go ahead and throttle up, although it is uncomfortable in the bumps, but you want to actually burn the gas to increase your ground speed percentage-wise, and as far as from a miles per gallon perspective, you'll do better burning 11, 12 gallons per hour, burning as much fuel and increasing the manifold pressure, increasing RPM, rather than trying to fly at an econ speed when the wind is working against you so strongly.
Yeah, I'm looking for a way to see if we can get above them, but not sure about that today.
They look pretty high.
Well, that 150 mile per hour ground speed we had yesterday sure is gone.
So, do you want to keep climbing because you're afraid of a downdraft? Is that the deal? Because we're getting slower and slower and slower.
Yeah, wind's getting stronger as we go up. I mean, let's see once we turn on course what it's actually doing for us, and then we can pick an altitude from there.
So while you'll often find winds that are a lower velocity closer to the ground as far as winds aloft go, perhaps 2,000 feet over the ground it's 20 knots, and 6,000 feet over the ground it's 30 or 40 knots, the difference there is we can often go faster and burn more fuel in the smoother air because we're comfortable flying with that higher airspeed, plus it's just a lot less exhausting, so sometimes it is better to take that higher headwind, go up, where your true airspeed will increase, there's less aerodynamic drag, parasitic drag from the actual aircraft and the thinner air, and we can just burn more fuel, power up the airplane, and try to just plow through that headwind the best we can in smooth air compared to getting rocked around like crazy down low. Plus, as you get bounced around in that bumpy air, it also saps efficiency from the airplane, so that can further deteriorate the ground speed even though there is less headwind. So it's all a trade-off, but it just depends how greatly the winds increase. A 5 or 10 knot increase in winds aloft from a few thousand feet in altitude, if the air is going to be smooth, probably not that big a deal. If it's going to be bumpy at all levels, I'll go ahead and fly down low. If it's going to be smooth up high, I often go for that smooth air. Unless it's maybe 20, 30, 40 knots more up high, then yeah, sure, it's better to go ahead and try to just slow down and plow through the bumps down low.
Good thing we got full fuel tanks. We got all the fuel in the world. 4.5 hours. We may use most of it.
As we were climbing here, we were still getting the bumps, and keep in mind, although we're thousands of feet above the ground's also thousands of feet above sea level, so the airplane can't really go all that high. We're already hitting 9,000 feet MSL here, and this airplane's probably only going to be climbing to 11 or 12,000 feet, especially how heavy we are on fuel and all of our stuff. But as soon as we get above the bases of those puffy clouds there, and especially as we get above the tops of those clouds, as we're 1,000 feet above the clouds per 91-155 VFR cloud clearance, we're going to find some smoother air because there's a temperature inversion there, and that's the highest the clouds are rising, that's the highest the bumps are rising at that point in the day. And so for at least a little bit, we could find some smooth air. Of course, those clouds are probably going to continue to rise, and the bumps will continue to rise throughout the day as the day gets longer and there's more heat down on the ground. But in the meantime, we could get some nice smooth air just getting above them, and probably a change in wind direction and velocity. But probably with our luck, it's going to be an increase in velocity and a change to more direct headwind. But could change, so it's always worth climbing up, seeing what it is different above there. If it's stronger winds, lighter winds, tailwinds, crosswinds, whatever it is.
Crazy to be at 10,000 feet and only be 3,000 feet AGL. It's pretty though, with all these little scattered snow showers.
Yep. Yeah, not my favorite weather to fly through, that's for sure.
Yeah. Definitely bumpy.
Yeah, we're just going very, very slow.
Oh, we're doing 84 now.
That's
Not bad.
still slow.
Yeah. You want to go that fast, or?
I'm trying to not get into clouds and try to avoid this rain. So
Okay.
I was going to try to go through that clear area there.
Cool, no, that's good. That sounds good. Just I'm wondering about the speed. If you want to do 100
Okay,
or...
do you want me to slow down?
Well, I mean, I think keeping it around 90 miles per hour indicated is probably going to be our best bet going through
Okay.
bumps like this.
If we go through clouds right now, we're going to get icing. So I'm trying to avoid that.
Okay. Sure.
So now you want to go spend 2 nights at Jackson and then go down?
No, we would probably go there first.
Well, so then no hot springs? Or
No,
we
we'd still go to hot springs. We would go tomorrow night to the hot springs.
And then to go see Ryan?
Possibly.
And then go to Jackson?
Well, either Driggs or Jackson Hole, one of the two. It's just, you know, we gotta really look at the map more so than just, you know, a cell phone. Or look at Sky Vector. Man, that road is super icy down there. It's like covered in snow. I wonder if it's closed. Maybe they just don't plow these dirt roads out here.
Even if the road to Yellowstone opens, do you think it's going to be safe to drive with whatever rental car we get?
I have no idea. You'd have to talk to him. Ooh, we're flying through snow. We don't have to worry about icing. We have like a ton of dead bugs on the leading edge that are
Yeah, that's interesting.
the equivalent of 1/8 inch of frost, just covered in an 1/8 inch of dead bugs. And I wonder if all these little, like, you know, dry rivers and stuff used to be full of glacier ice.
Allegiant 198, this is United 242, are you on the car?
Affirmative. Allegiant 198, go ahead.
Yeah.
Allegiant 198, go.
Hey, Denver's looking for you at 135.02.
Yep, we got him, thanks.
Okay, good day.
Yep.
Oh, I'm glad we got through that sketchy part. We got such a huge updraft, I was just waiting for that downdraft to come. It wasn't as bad as I thought.
Well, we got some distance in today.
Yep. All 60 miles an hour.
Yeah. Like our flying car, driving at 60 and flying at 100. You think that's it right up there?
I don't know.
Looks,
Looks unique.
well, it doesn't look that, oh, you know what, I see it. It's before that
Yeah, it's
big
that
mound
little
there. It's the thing that's sticking, yeah, straight up out of the ground.
volcano shape almost.
Yeah. Very steep volcano. Got Devil's Tower in sight.
Now, some quick history on Devil's Tower. It actually goes back about 50 or 60 million years ago, and this is when magma was flowing underground, and it cooled very slowly, which created this very strong, hard, igneous core of rock, and it also formed these hexagonal columns as it cooled. Eventually, over time, the surrounding sedimentary rock got eroded away, and this took millions of years. So it didn't get formed overnight, but basically this whole tower was covered underground, and then the ground got eroded away, but this really hard igneous core stayed there. It's not a volcano, and it's not a meteor impact site against common myths of what you hear, but this does serve a very large historical significance or spiritual and cultural significance for a lot of the native tribes out in the plain states like the Lakota, Cheyenne, Kiowa, and so on. So they often call it Bear Lodge or Bear's House or the Bear Teepee. It's also, in fact, one of the first U.S. national monuments designated as such by Teddy Roosevelt back in 1906. And then, of course, this was made really famous and popular back in the 70s from Hollywood and the film Close Encounters of the Third Kind. It does seem, flying around it, looking at it, almost like a bear had clawed away at the sides of this rock, leaving these deep gouges. And that is how the legend or the myth goes from the Lakota and Cheyenne. Different versions of either a group of children or sometimes a group of young girls were playing out on the plains, running around, and all of a sudden a group of giant bears appeared and began chasing them. The children prayed to the Great Spirit for help, and the ground beneath them rose upward, lifting them out of the bear's reach. As they were raised up, the bears clawed at the rock as it rose, which carved the deep vertical grooves into the sides of the rock we see today. As the myth goes, the children were saved, and some versions of that myth talk about how they were lifted up into the sky and became the stars that we see today. People do travel out here and actually rock climb this and climb up the side of it, but many tribes today still use this actively for ceremonies, and so they basically share it between the climbers and the local natives that still travel there and respect it as a sacred site.
Turns around a point.
Yep, turns about a point. Turns about Devil's Tower. A little note on here that says, for reasons of national welfare, I haven't heard that one before, pilots are requested to maintain or to avoid flights within 3 nautical miles of Devil's Tower. Yet, I don't think anybody's out here this time of year, so we should be okay. Yeah, we're not going to be disturbing any hikers or...
We're at least 5 miles.
Yeah, that too. If it looks closer, it's because we have telephoto. Yep.
Precisely. Very cool, though. Very cool spot.
Yeah. Really pretty.
Turns about a point. What is my pivotal altitude?
You're
it's
like,
on
now
pylons.
it is.
My pylon. Very pretty spot, actually. If only it wasn't so cold here in the wintertime.
Yeah. Yep, a little more power. Get your speed up, more power, more power. Yep, keep that window open for me. Thank you.
Here I got freaked out about something. It's just to keep the window open.
Priorities.
Yeah.
Don't want to ruin the shot.
Try to get sky with it too.
Yeah, you just keep your speed up.
Alright, do you want me to do a 180 or go around this side?
No, you're gonna make a sharp right turn. Keep making right turns, make it... Oh wow, there's an RV park down there. How cool would that be to stay down there?
I know, right? With teepees! Okay, make sure we're not crashing into it. Alright. Clear, right? Are we ready to go?
We're ready to go to Gillette. I need to shave my face. Or at least my head. All right, onward to go check out Kurt's private strip. Got some coordinates for me?
Yep. It's 44, 38.
Okay, so you're giving me latitude right now, 44 degrees north?
Yeah, this is north. You would typically start with north, right?
Yep, so 44
38. 33.
And west.
Yep. 105.18. 52.
Now, little did we know at this point that, well, we didn't totally communicate that perfectly clearly because there's a slight difference between degrees and decimal points, or degrees, minutes, seconds. So the DMS format, or just degrees and then decimal points. And you can input that multiple ways into Garmin Pilot, makes it super easy for you. But you'll see here in a few minutes why communicating and establishing exactly which format you're using for latitude and longitude is kind of important.
It is breezy down there. See it on the lakes.
There's probably a road close by.
Yeah, should just do that. Some power lines along these roads.
Yeah. Yeah, but they're far from the road. They're not like right next to it.
Well, I'm looking at these poles that are on the road.
Oh, okay. See this side?
Yeah.
They're a little bit farther. Wonder what that is. It's like almost as if they were going to build power lines, but there are no power lines on it. You see that kind of track there is there? Very
yeah,
interesting.
maybe. Lots of very interesting stuff out here. I wonder, it must have just been ice and water that kind of carved up this landscape to make it look like this.
Yeah.
It's very, kind of just unique. Be some amazing hiking out here.
Horseback riding.
Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Four-wheelers and dirt bikes would just be so much fun.
Fat bike.
The electric fat bike? Electric assist?
Maybe that's what you should get.
Is an electric assist fat bike?
Yeah, and then we can actually go biking together.
Yeah. Does it come with heated handlebars? And heated pedals? Should be getting close.
Yeah.
It's always fun to try to pick out, you know, a very not marked strip from terrain like this. Everything kind
I
of
think
blends
there is
together.
a windsock though, from what I saw in a picture.
Oh. Well, I guess the big question is, can you see it? Did you look at Google Earth before we got up here, or?
Negative.
Oh.
Doesn't look like there's much trees as far as obstacles go.
No. Plenty of roads nearby.
There are.
Yeah, I see big open fields. I wonder if it's uphill one way, or... Is that his house there, or?
Babe, I really don't know.
Do you have his address?
The
that we're gonna
address?
drive
Yeah, I've got the address. Do you want
Cool.
the address or what?
Yeah, give me the driving
Okay,
address.
do you want to grab the controls?
Sure, I got the flight controls. Yeah, let's try to look at the sat photo what house is his, and then maybe we'll be able to find the strip.
Okay, so the address.
Here, show me the sectional chart where...
No, that's what he gave me.
Oh, no, Steph, that's not 44 point, that's 38 minutes, not 0.38.
Okay, all right. Do you want to just put it in or what?
Yeah, I
Then
got
we
it
can have a listen
updated.
on it.
Yeah.
I'm just reading to you what it says.
No, you just said point, not...
No, I did not say point. You said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's going to be north 44 and 38 minutes, which is really going to come out to point, we'll call it 50. I got to do some math. 44.63, 33 seconds. Call it 0.65, 19, so 0.32 maybe, sounds, that'll get us in the right neighborhood. All right.
This almost reminds me of parts of Patagonia.
Yeah, it's a very unique countryside. Really pretty. And I really want that picture with like the sun poking through the clouds and those rocks back there.
Yeah. Pretty place. Must be that red barn or whatever. I think I see the windsock there.
Got the windsock?
I think it's on top of that red barn or something. There's a windsock.
Where in the world is the strip? I think it's some of these dirt roads here that run along the side of the property. There's the windsock, yeah.
Yeah, I see the windsock.
So the windsock you'd think would be...
Or is it just, it's that grass right there?
Yeah, just like grass, I guess.
No, it's right there. See it?
Oh, there you go. Yeah. What's the windsock doing? Nice cross one?
Yeah, favoring landing this direction. Where are those power lines he was talking about? Oh, right there.
Yeah, all around it.
What do you think?
I mean, I've already made my decision. Looking at that once, what do you think?
I like it.
I don't think we made the same decision.
No? Really?
You think that's doable with getting in and out of there?
It looks like it to me. I mean, there's like hardly any obstacles around this area. No trees. I'll pass over it again.
Yeah, I would do a low pass down the runway at 200 feet before I committed to it. What do you say about how hard it is?
I didn't specify, I didn't ask that, no.
You didn't ask him if it was soft?
Well, I figured it wasn't, like, I mean, we can ask him.
Okay.
Oh, probably he meant 1,000 feet in distance from it, which that's what it looks like. I wonder if it's landable to land into the wind on that field.
I don't know.
So you're voting no?
I would vote no. Even on the landing, I think it's kind of sketch right now with the wind conditions. I just, like, we never even flew like a pattern for it yet. Like, I'm just trying to actually see where the strip is, so we're on a left base for it now.
Oh, did you not see where the strip was?
Well, I saw where the strip was, we just didn't get a good eye on it as if we're going to land on it. So we didn't really have a good idea of obstacles and stuff like that.
Alright.
You know, like this is what an approach would look like to it.
Uh-huh.
It looks like there's power lines and barn and stuff that I'm not real stoked about. I mean, it'd be almost different if you're going to land left to right. But
yeah, I wonder if
I'm not going to, there's no freaking way I want to make an approach through that thing, through that barn and trailer.
Watch the power.
Yeah, exactly. Watch the power lines. That's just not cool in there. Not for, this airplane's not really made for that sort of stuff.
Like, I wonder what the rest of the field condition was, because landing into the wind would be...
Yes, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that would have been good to...
That road
Yes.
is...
Yeah, road doesn't look all that bad. So what are we doing? Are we just gonna keep circling or go over to the airport?
I'm gonna do one more. I guess you've already...
I've already made it. No, I'm not doing it.
Comfortable with
Yeah,
it, then
no.
I guess we're not doing it, so...
No, not on that field. I mean, I'd be more comfortable landing on the road, but there's signs and there's fence posts and stuff like this out here, so I don't think the road's, I mean, it's actually wide enough, you could do it. I'd be more comfortable with the road than I would be the, that runway. That runway is not 1,500 feet. I mean, he might be right that it's 1,500 post to post, but that's like, it's not 1,500 feet of, you know, dirt. And if you consider like crossing that barn, you know, then trying to put it down after that, it's just not happening.
Yeah, the wind is not helping the situation.
Yeah. No, it's just, that's part of it, is just too windy.
Well, the driveway almost looks bigger.
Yeah, that's, strip is not that big. It's more of a Husky strip, not a 170 strip. They're not a 170 configured the way this is.
Alright.
Well, normally I would say this is absolutely a perfect strip for a 170 based on the winds that day, based on the fact that we were super duper heavy, and based on the density altitude, it just wasn't really going to work out in our favor. Not only to get in there, but especially to get out of there the next day.
And the tower frequency is 18.5. Power's up, and there's your weather. Winds 300 at 2.2, gusting 2.9, and clear 29.94 on the meter.
Where is the runway?
The runways you have available there are, you got 321, 16, 34. So probably 34, I would say.
Yeah.
That's only a 10 knot crosswind component.
Now, the wind wasn't cooperative for us to land at Kurt's house, but it also wasn't very cooperative landing here in Gillette. And it was such a strong crosswind, Steph did go ahead and ask the tower controller if there was any grass available that we could land on, because grass is certainly more forgiving in a crosswind to prevent any sort of ground loop situation, or if it's going to be gusty, it's a lot easier to maintain directional control of the aircraft on grass than it is on pavement. And so, oftentimes, some airports will allow you to land just a few feet left or right of the paved runway where it's clear and it's been checked and there's no big potholes or gopher holes or anything like that. Oftentimes, they'll tell you it's okay to do at your own risk. In this case, we asked and they said, sorry, pavement only. So we made a few passes, and then finally, without the airplane really straightening out at maybe 20 or 30 feet, we knew we didn't have enough rudder to be able to land straight. I went ahead and jumped on the controls and coasted down just a little bit lower, hoping that down at the 5-foot level and beneath that we would lose just a few knots of that crosswind and have just enough rudder authority to keep the airplane straight on the landing rollout. Because of course the winds are probably a little bit stronger at 30 or 40 feet than they are, say, at 2, 3, or 4 feet.
Just see if it'll straighten out, and if not, then you can go around.
It's crosswind right now.
Just don't get too slow up high.
This sucks. A lot of wind. 6 Delta going around.
62 Delta, left or right traffic, your discretion, report midfield.
I'll report midfield, that's traffic, 3-4. You want to try it?
Sure. My controls.
Air controls.
Did you say left?
Yes.
That's not something I would really rely on, especially as a new tailwheel pilot, but being that we were both fairly experienced with the airplane, and this was kind of a situation of like, well, I'm not really sure where else to land, I hate to really declare an emergency and land on a taxiway or something, it was worth giving it a shot, and if at all uncomfortable, if I felt like I didn't have enough rudder authority to have directional control of the airplane, it was still easy to be very conscious of adding in power, going around, and then coming up with a better solution from there.
2 Delta, runway 34, wind 300 at 20, gust 28, clear to land.
Clear to land 3-4, 60 Delta.
Delta, it looks like you also have a marshal on the ground to guide you to parking as well.
Perfect, thanks. It's gonna be rough.
What's gonna be rough?
I just got a gust, felt like it was gonna pick the wing up. Avionics.
After a very long and very bumpy flight, Sia was super happy to be outside the airplane, bouncing around for joy, and almost getting blown away by the wind gusts. Definitely gusting over 30, pretty breezy out there. Luckily, we found a good place to tie down the airplane overnight, and the folks were super nice in the FBO to let us borrow that crew car.
Stacking up her own little Ziploc baggie there. So, we are off now to Hertz place. We got the crew car. So, and guess what kind of car it is?
A Subaru?
It's a Subaru. So exciting. Time to go get some steak at Kurt's. And yeah, she wants a cookie. Sia, did you earn a cookie? Were you stuck in the airplane for 2.5 hours? Yes, I bet you do want a cookie.
You guys liked your monument.
Come on, Sia. Come on. So when you get a car to use for free for 24 hours, absolutely no complaints. It's actually kind of fun.
I was feeling a little homesick, but now this is just like my car in Soldovia that's completely beat up and dusty, and no matter what, you can never really get all the dirt off of it. So
Yeah, just one of those things where you can vacuum and vacuum, never really seems to kind of end. But yeah, Sia's happy. Aren't you happy, Sia? Aren't you happy?
happy to be out of the airplane and to go have an elk dinner.
Elk dinner. Sia, you're gonna have elk tonight. Or maybe an elk's gonna eat you. One of the two, I don't know.
Luckily, they're herbivores, I believe.
It's so pretty. Don't you think it's pretty, Steph?
It's very beautiful.
It's almost as beautiful as...
Sia.
Yes. But it's picture time because it looks...
April and springtime can be a crazy time in the Plain States with, well, pretty much, for lack of a better term, thunder snow, as you get more solar heating and more energy in the atmosphere building up into those cumulus clouds, but still overall fairly cool temperatures. And yeah, then you get thunderstorms, thunder snow, large gust fronts coming out of nowhere, and just in general lots of wind, and especially at these high density altitudes where you already have high landing speeds. Boy, that can make for some really interesting flying and interesting landings, especially in tailwheel airplanes. Pretty challenging conditions. Super happy at this point to be on the ground and headed to a nice warm place to stay for the night.
We brought you dinner. We brought you dinner. Look at that.
Come here. Kenai, come here.
She's
We got teriyaki sauce for you. We got soy sauce, barbecue.
Get down.
she's all right.
So we've had a wonderful time visiting with Kurt. He loves going to Alaska. In fact, his dog's name is Kenai, and Kurt also has a pretty amazing husky that he keeps in his hangar there at his property. He was kind enough to let us crash in his RV for the night, and Kenai definitely thought Sia was, well, a snack. For lack of a better term, and I don't think Sia was quite as happy to meet Kenai as Kenai was to meet Sia. Kurt showed us around this amazing property. It was super cool seeing his hangar, his airplane right in his backyard. Super sweet setup, and I can tell you now that after living on an airstrip and having an airplane in my backyard, boy, you just can't go back to living in a regular house and driving to the airport. It is so amazing to be able to live with your airplane. I wish there were more air parks and airstrips around the country with houses on them. But beautiful place, awesome scenery around there, wonderful dinner that Kurt and his wife prepared for us. Really hope to be able to see him and his husky up in Alaska sometime, and really hope to be able to see you guys up in Alaska sometime at our new lodge. 57AK is the identifier. We've built some runways, built some cabins, made some airplanes into houses, and are doing flight training and flight tours out of that location there in Alaska. Would love to see you guys up there in the summer or spring or winter for that matter for some ski flying. It's always a good time. Thank you so much for watching, and if you cannot fly every day, then fly 8mikealpha.com. Do the whole like, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, all that stuff. We super appreciate it. It helps us keep making more videos like this for you guys. Thank you again for watching and being part of the Fly 8 Mike Alpha family. We'll see you guys in the next one.